Hello and welcome to the Southeast Iowa Union News Break. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Coming up later in the show, a new technology to help English language learners may be coming to our local schools. We'll also take a look at the basketball games from Monday night and see how they shook up the SEC standings. But first, we bring you the latest update on the Washington County Board of Supervisors' decision on how to fill the vacancy left by County Attorney John Gish's resignation. At the work session on Friday, the board discussed the possibility of either a special election or an appointment. After discussing the pros and cons, the board reached an unofficial consensus to move forward with the appointment process at the regular Board of Supervisors meeting scheduled for Tuesday, January 10th, which is today. The appointment under Iowa law would only last until the next general election, meaning that the appointee would have to run for re-election in 2024 and again in 26. The board also discussed the cost with County Auditor Dan Widmer, estimating that hosting a special election would cost the county $2,000 to $3,000. Public still have 14 days following the appointment to gather a petition with 888 signatures to force a special election. Thanks to the AEA, students in the Mount Pleasant Community Schools English Language Learners program are benefiting from new translation headphone technology. During a report to the school board Monday, January 9th, ELL teachers Mackenzie Sartorius-Roberts, Jennifer Rebling, and Tanny Tyrell shared some of their experiences using translation earbuds with newcomers to the ELL program. According to Sartorius-Roberts, just this year, MPCSD received a limited supply of Time Kettle W2 Edge W3 real-time translators from the AEA. Sartorius-Roberts and Rebling each have 3 sets of earbuds for their students, but the number of newcomer students exceeds the number of earbuds. According to Time Kettle's product description, the earbuds offer bidirectional simultaneous translation, 95% accuracy in 40 languages in 93 accents at 0.5 to 3 second translation speed and words per second speed, and offer translation for 8 languages. Currently, ELL students primarily come into the Mount Pleasant schools with various Spanish dialects. However, the district has seen many different language trends, with the number reaching 17 at one point, according to Tyrell. Upon hearing that these earbuds cost around $300 a pair, the board showed interest in further exploring if the district might purchase more. Back to the Washington County Board of Supervisors, they met last week to hear a proposal from the local librarians. Librarians requested $165,000 in funding for the Wellman, Kelowna, and Washington libraries, the same amount they requested in previous years. Washington Library Director Carrie Ann Siegfried highlighted the important role that libraries play in the community, providing access to essential services, resources, and technology. She explained that libraries have seen a resurgence in popularity since the pandemic, with many residents returning to take advantage of the services they offer. Siegfried highlighted the importance of libraries' wireless access for rural residents, with over 20,000 sessions being held in all of the libraries throughout the year. Library reports also indicate a significant increase in circulation, with the Washington Library seeing a 30% increase in checkouts, and Kelowna Library breaking its own record with over 50,000 materials borrowed. Kelowna Library Director Trevor Sherping said ongoing county allocations were key to the institution's material and services. He said county dollars generally covered IT contracts, continuing education for certified staff, digital materials, movie showing licenses, and summer reading performers. State law only requires cities and counties to contribute an amount equivalent to a property tax levy of .0675 per $1,000 of assessed valuation. The amount is considerably lower than the library's ask. Sherping said it was surprisingly low minimum, insufficient to maintain current services. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have your 5-day forecast coming up, but first obituaries. Joseph L. Telgren of Mount Pleasant passed away on January 8th at the age of 81. Funeral services are pending at the Olson Powell Memorial Chapel. Kathleen M. McClurg Allison of Washington passed away on December 31st at the age of 88. Funeral services will be held at 10:30 a.m. January 14th at the Brighton First Church of God. Gold Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Rowan Jean Powers of Fairfield passed away on January 7th at the age of 84. No services are planned this time. Benner Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Shelley Jo Armstrong of Richland passed away on January 5th at the age of 61. Funeral services will be held at 10:30 a.m. January 14th at Life Church in Coralville. Elliott Funeral Chapel is in charge of the arrangements. That was obituaries. It is now time for the weather. Forecasted temperatures have dropped significantly. Today the high is only 39 and it will be partly cloudy. Tomorrow will be the warmest day of the week with a high of 45 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. On Thursday, there's a 40% chance of snow showers in the morning. The high will be just above freezing at 33, so the snow won't stick around for long. On Friday, it will be partly cloudy. And then finally, on Saturday, it will be back up into the 40s with a high of 42, and there will be partly cloudy skies. We're going to take another brief break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the basketball games from last night and see how they've shaken up the SEC standings.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Been in healthcare for many years. I know that Tammy's that person who wants to help others and take care of us. She knows the healthcare business and wants to take care of others.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
You know, it's not a question of what all you have and so on with your life. It's who is in your life and how much you care for them and how much they care for you. And Tammy definitely cares.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
Since entering 2023, Mount Pleasant basketball has been rolling. After back-to-back wins over Mount New London and Fort Madison last week, the Panthers added another victory towards their season total on Monday night, thrashing Albia 56-32. Mount Pleasant put together a dominant first half and never left off the gas. After the win, the Panthers improved to 8-3 on the season. They currently hold the top spot in the Southeast Conference at 4-1. The Mount Pleasant girls basketball team bounced back on Tuesday night to pick up their sixth victory of the season. After a tough loss to Fort Madison on Friday night, the Panthers hit the road to face another Fort Madison foe, this time in the form of the Crusaders of Holy Trinity Catholic. Through 2 quarters of action on Monday night, the Panthers and Crusaders traded blows back and forth. In the second half, both teams struggled to put the ball in the basket, but Mount Pleasant hunkered down on the defensive end in a 34-26 victory. Andre Laprieto and Tristan Scholl each finished with 10 points in the win. Laprieto also grabbed 12 boards. Mount Pleasant is now 3-2 in the conference, and they will take on Fairfield, who is 2-4 in the conference, on Friday in their next contest. Washington boys and girls basketball had a tough night of action on Monday. Both teams came out on the losing end of a road matchup against Burlington Notre Dame. In the girls' contest, the Demons hung around for much of the first half, but would end up losing. Adeline Long led the Demons with 15 points, Lane Messenger added 11, and now Washington moves to 6-4 in the season. On the boys' side, the Washington got down early and can never make up the difference in a 58-49 loss. Ethan Patterson finished with 21 points and was the lone Demon in double figures. With the loss, Washington drops to 5-5. Both Washington squads will be back to take on Keokuk on Friday night. Reminder that Washington Live and Mount Pleasant Live will be streaming the upcoming wrestling match between the Demons and the Panthers. That will be this Thursday, January 12th at 6 p.m. If you can't watch it live, that's okay, because it will stay up for you to watch whenever you want. That's the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been your news break.